I want to review with you scientific notation, which is what we are learning today. First, we're going to show you some numbers. These are all in scientific notation, and I want you to take a few seconds to look at the numbers and think about what they all have in common. You can pause the video and write down 3 things that you notice all these numbers have in common. Okay, one thing that you might have noticed is they all have a times. All of these numbers are multiplied, and they're all multiplied by 10. So that is one thing that numbers in scientific notation all have in common. Another thing you might have noticed is they all have an exponent on that 10. Although the exponent is different, all of these numbers have an exponent. So they all are multiplied by 10. They all have an exponent, and this one might have been a little harder to find out, but all of these numbers are between 1 and 10, the first part. So -6, 2, 7 and 1800ths, 9 and 9900ths, -4 and 1100ths, and so on are all between the numbers 1 and 10. Notice we do have some negative numbers, but I want you to recognize that 4.11, the absolute value of it is between 1 and 10. Notice a lot of them do have decimals, but you don't have to have a decimal. And here we can also organize these ideas. They're all multiplied by 10. The first number is between 1 and 10. They all had an exponent. Notice the exponent could have been positive or negative, and we can look at that here. So these are the numbers, some numbers we saw on the previous slide. Some have negative exponents and some have positive exponents. Notice if it has a negative exponent, it's a decimal, which is a really small number. And if it has a positive exponent, it has a really large number, not a really small number. I want to remind you that this is standard notation when the number is written out, and this is scientific notation where we can represent really big numbers by writing it using times 10 to a power. Please watch today's videos to learn more about scientific notation and how to convert between the two.